Hi guys, I'm Kate and I do yoga. Welcome to class today. Just a quick note, we're going to be using some props. I have 2 blocks, one either side of my mat, so if you want to place yours that way as well, you're welcome to. And I have a pillow from the bed, which is just your average bed pillow. And if you don't have any of these things, that's fine too. I'm just going to be offering some different variations today. So let's come down to lie flat on the back to start. And if you've got any lower back issues straight away when you lie down, just chuck your pillow underneath your knees and get comfortable. The corpse pose. You can put your hands one in front of the other on the belly, or you can have them down at your sides, palms face up. Or feel free also to lift your heart space up, snuggle your shoulder blades together, open your shoulders, put your chest back down on the ground. Your feet can be about just a little bit wider than hips width distance apart. So close your eyes. And take a deep breath in. And big long breath out, sloppy breath out. Ugh. Keep breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth, through your nose. Keep being conscious of your belly rising into your hands. Start to think about your tension points. Loosen up your shoulders with every exhale. Your elbows, knees, let your feet be floppy. The theme of today's practice is the second phase of feeling that I have about 2020, and that is being pissed off. Let's not beat around the bush. We're all pissed off. I'm pissed off. And the reason why we have our time on the mat is to reflect, reevaluate, and try and get out of that funk, that anger funk. And we have in yoga the opposing forces always at work, the up and the down, the left and the right, the back and the front, non-reaction, reaction, imbalance, balance. And we keep breathing. Breathe in. Exhale. We come here to find the space between the two halves, right? The space where we can begin to listen to ourselves, to understand why, and then maybe to just leave it behind and move forward. So we're going to do some breath work today. We're going to get supported with our props, and we're going to have some flowing, dancing time in the movement that we do today. So one more breath in. Really pay attention to your tension points and try and relax them on the exhale. Amazing. Open your eyes. Grab your pillow now and put it to the side. And then we're just gonna roll over onto the belly. I'm not gonna be here for long. Just slide your palms down either side of the rib cage, curl your toes under, and gently push yourself up to a all fours tabletop position. And then we're going to come to sit back in hero variation. So a couple ways. Knees come together, feet wider than the knees, and we can sit back between the feet, or we can take a block and sit back on the block. Or for maximum comfort, we can take the pillow that we just had, snuggle it into the knee creases, and sit back onto it, which is my personal favorite for today. Props are great. I feel like when you're angry or in a funk or pissed off or all the things that we just discussed, I feel like you should really be making yourself the most comfortable that you could possibly make yourself to be able to switch the energy, right? So props are a physical representation of that for me. I'm making things easier on myself and able to concentrate more on going inward, breathing, and starting to look after my posture and my seat. So lift your heart to breathe in. Exhale to drop your shoulders. Start to engage your belly now, your abdominal muscles, by pushing your belly out, filling it with air. And then when you exhale, contract your belly in, pull it in, push the air out, turn your core on. Breathe, lift your heart. Exhale, shoulders down the back. Belly pulls in. Nice center line, nice tall back. Breathe. Maybe exhale through the nose this time. Breathe in. Exhale. Okay, we're going to come out of the seat now, so lift your bum up, come forward onto your hands, grab your pillow, trusty pillow, put it to the side, and now we're going to bring the toes together, if they weren't together already, and then push off your hands, come onto the balls of your feet, keep your knees together, and now we're finding ourselves in this nice little human ball position, another position we often come to as humans when we feel vulnerable, just hiding away from the world, right? So breathe in here, focus on pushing your heart forward, opening your shoulders, looking slightly out in front, breathing. Exhale. And now you can stay here, just working here, feeling safe, feeling protected, and breathing, or we can come up into a toe stand, to a balanced posture. So roll over onto your toes. You can keep your fingertips on the earth and gradually really pull your belly up and in to then push your hips forward, push your thighs, your inner thighs together, and see if you can come up. Bring your hands together at your heart. Look straight out ahead. Lift your heart, shoulders open. Get the collapse out of your back. And see how you're doing balancing here. You're really going to have to put your thoughts aside to look after your balance, right? Kind of no other choice. One more breath wherever you're at. Exhale to bring your hands back down to the earth in front of you. And you're going to now bring your feet just as wide as your hip points. And then we're going to push up, straighten your legs to a forward fold. Standing forward fold. Really immediately, straight away, feel the bottoms of your feet connecting to the earth. Inner toe mound, outer heel, inner heel. Really push your feet down in. And bend your knees generously and really hang here for a breath. Breathe in. Shake your head loose. Breathe out. And roll up slowly. Really go slow. Tuck your pelvis under. Pull your belly in. Support your back in as you come up. Mountain pose. So, lift your heart. Breathe in. Look victoriously forward. Nice power pose here. Open your shoulders, lift your heart, breathe in once more. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Pull your belly in. And just one little fun thing before we get into our standing postures today. So just some audible breath just to get this energy out of us. So you know when like you were a teenager and your mom was telling you to do things you didn't want to do and you kind of did this, mom, like that. So this kind of restriction in the back of the throat. So you breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, and just go and get the motion in there too. Just get this energy out. So one more deep breath in. And then release it, right? Breathe in once more. And we're going to come to a wide-legged stance. So step your left foot out and we're gonna face the side of the mat now. And the key with wide-legged stance here is that you wanna have it so that you can be as narrow with the stance or as wide with the stance as you like, but you really just want to feel like you have control of your inner legs, but you're getting this kind of stretch and feeling that, okay? So push into the outer edges of your feet and then tighten your knees, lift up from the arches of your feet, pull your belly in, hands come to your hips, superhero pose. Feet are pointing straight out ahead, feet are totally parallel to one another. Lift your heart, breathe in, exhale to inch your elbows towards one another, really opening up the chest now. Keep your belly pulled in, keep your pelvis tucked. We're going to come to fold to a flat back position here. So hinge your hips, tailbone points to the back of the room. Heart is coming forward, face is parallel to the earth. And really working to keep these shoulders open by pulling the elbows towards one another. And if you need to have a little bend in your legs here to cope, that's fine as well. And then if the hands on the hips are a bit too much, you can always just slide your hands down the tops of your legs and just rest them on your thighs here or your shins. Main thing is to keep your belly pulled up, in and up, strengthened. And now we're just going to go into a little twist before we come back up. So your right hand comes to your left outer shin. And you're just going to work on opening your left shoulder, breathing. And then maybe lifting your left hand up towards the sky, looking up towards your left hand. Really breathe here. Exhale to come back to center. Keep that belly engaged. Left hand comes to outer right shin. And now open your right shoulder here. Start to look up towards your right. And then if you can, lift your right hand up towards the sky. And really push into the outer edges of these feet. Micro bend in the knees. Breathe. Exhale to come back to center. Inhale to come up. Lovely. Right, let's get into some warrior work. So, right toes point out towards the top of the mat. And now you're just going to move your left foot over towards the left side of the mat a bit. And left foot is diagonally pointed towards the left side of the mat. And then again, pay attention to the narrowness or the wideness, the width, of your stance. So it can be like this, we can be here. You just don't want to feel strained in your legs or pain in your knees. So right knee comes to bend over right ankle, rooted in the right foot, pushing into the back edge of the left foot. Really, really strengthening this left leg, keeping it strong. Hands come out, one hand out in front, one hand behind, warrior two. Really work to keep your right knee bent over your right ankle. Tuck your pelvis under, lift your heart, breathe. Look straight out over your right fingertips. Exhale. Breathe in. Lift your heart. Exhale to reach forward. Come to peaceful warrior. Up and over. Left hand can rest gently on your left thigh. And then you're going to, on your next exhale, come to an extended side angle. So your right elbow comes to the top of your right thigh, and you reach overhead with your left hand and maybe towards the front of the mat. And then you're going to go back to your peaceful warrior. Breathe in through center. Exhale to bend over to the left. Reach over to the left. Breathe in through the center. And then exhale to come back to your extended side angle on the right side. And do 2 more of these. And really, you can get quite liberal here. Like, you don't even have to go down on both sides. Just focus on this kind of swaying, whooshing movement. And really get your breath involved. And the next time you're down to your right, up at your left in your peaceful warrior, come back to your warrior 2 and bring your hands back to your hips. Turn your right toes in to come back to your wide-legged stance. And then pause here. Really lift up from your inner arches of your feet. Lift your heart. Bring those elbows towards one another. Take a breath. Exhale. All right, we're gonna do that warrior dance on the left side now. So left toes come to point towards the back of the mat. Left knee is bent over left ankle, and right foot moves over to the right side of the mat, points diagonally to the right side of the mat's toes. All right, push into the knife edge of this back foot here. Really straighten your right leg. Strong leg here, supportive. Hands come to the waistline. And really just get your stance sorted before anything else. Feel really, really supported in your feet. No clenching of the toes. Right, warrior 2. One hand in front, one hand in back, stretched out long. Gaze over your left fingertips. Lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Pull your belly in. Breathe in once more. Exhale, drop your shoulders. On your next inhale, reach forward with your left hand. Come up and over into your peaceful warrior on this side. And then come back to bend your left elbow to place it on top of your left thigh. Twist with your right body, open up. Right hand comes up towards the sky and maybe out towards the end, the back of the mat. Breathe here. And then exhale to come back to your peaceful warrior. Breathe in through center. And then back down to your extended side angle. And then just keep going here and occupy this sort of tree blowing in the wind sort of motion here. Really get creative with your movement. Really keep your belly tight to keep you secure. Breathe in through the center, exhale on the bend. Breathe in through the center, exhale on the bend. Breathe in through the center one last time. And exhale back to your warrior 2. Take a moment here. Catch your breath, lift your heart, breathe in. Push into the knife edge of your back foot. Breathe out, drop your shoulders. Sink into that front knee. Hands come to the waistline. And we come back to that wide-legged stance. Take a moment, lift your heart. Exhale. Okay. We're just going to come into a full fold now, wide-legged standing forward fold. So really push into the outer edges of your feet. Really pull your belly in, lift your heart. And then with your heart lifted, it's gonna come forward, lead with your heart, hinge at your hips, tailbone comes to the back, points towards the back of the room. And then if we want, we've got our block, so we can take the block and put both palms on it underneath our face. Or we can put the hands on the ground and start angling the crown down towards the earth. Or we can be here, knees slightly bent, supporting on the shins. Main thing is to keep the back supported with your core strength. Breathe here. Exhale to maybe fold a bit deeper. Micro bend in your knees. On your next exhale, come on up. Beautiful. I totally forgot to collect my block and put it in the right spot there. Okay. We're going to come back to mountain. So you can either do this through heel in, other heel in, one toe in, the other toe in, or we can just hop to the center. So come to your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Really root your feet down into the earth. Hands down to your side. Lift your heart. Big breath in. Exhale. Cool. On your next exhale, fold. Plant your palms either side of your feet and step back to a plank. And we're going to do some side plank work now. So we're not going to be in a full plank for very long. So really push out of your palms. Really raise your heart up in between your shoulder blades. Face is parallel to the earth. Spike your heels towards the back of the mat. Take a breath. And roll over onto the outer edge of your left foot. And we can either bring the right foot in like a kickstand to support, or we can bring the inner arch of the right foot right in front of the left, or you can bring the right foot just on top of the left. Whichever variation you've chosen to take. Open up, right side, right arm up. Breathe. Lift your hips. And exhale to come back to center. Over to the right side, straight away. I am working hard to roll over onto the outer edge of your right foot. Your left foot can stay just in front of your right, or you can work your kickstand with your left leg here in front of your right knee, or you can bring your left foot to sit on top of your right foot. Always lift your hips, open up on the left side, lift your left hand up towards the sky. Breathe. And exhale to come down. Both knees down, come to touch. Toes come to touch. And we come into a child's pose with your hands stretched out front. And once again, if you'd like to use a block here, you can use it to put right under your forehead. That can be a little bit of a nice release. Take a breath. Exhale. If you've got your block, you can really feel pressure point between your brows. Maybe you give your head a little roll side to side, just along your brow bone. You can do this on the ground as well. Okay. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in one more breath. Really, really relax. Get control of your breath here. Try and elongate the exhale. On your next inhale, come on up. Roll up. And we're simply just gonna roll onto one side and then come to a cross-legged seat to finish today. Except we're gonna have it be a little bit of a propped up one, because I know a lot of the times having a bit of a lift under the bum gets rid of the collapse in the back. So I'm gonna put my pillow underneath my bum. And for some people, hips are tight, so knees will be up here. So we can bring the blocks to be just under the knees here. And we can really push the feet out front. Not out front, but a little bit further out than tucking them in. And now we're nice and supported in this seat, so let those knees drop. Wherever you are, let everything drop. Treat this as your rest today, your meditational rest. And I would encourage you to sit here, or feel free to lie flat on your back like we were when we started. But I think it's important when we come into a practice feeling agitation, discomfort, stress, anger. I feel it's very important to take stock of how you feel at the end of your practice. And I feel as if I can do this in a bit of a meditational frame of mind. Lift your heart, take a breath. Exhale. Maybe we can start to breathe through the nose and out through the nose. We can really start to hear the breath. You might still be feeling vibration from practice, from the strengthening we did in practice. And then combine that with hearing the breath, feeling the breath. Hopefully it's changed your perspective somewhat. Really lift the heart when you breathe in. Exhale to relax your shoulders through the nose. Continue to breathe like this in whatever position you're in for however long you'd like to post-practice. I like to sit and be quiet, still. Maybe we can think about collectively being balanced, being patient, and at peace. Bring your hands together at your heart. Lift your heart up towards your thumbs. Breathe in. Exhale to relax your shoulders and drop your head to your heart. Thank yourself. Thank this time that we have together. And thank you for letting me lead practice today. Namaste.